What's going on, everybody? I'm Alfredo, and we are the Fandom and Bros podcast. I'm your host, and with me is my brother from the same mother,
Tony from the Hidden Leaf. How you guys doing today?
Hopefully, everybody's doing good.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
It's cold over here today.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If everybody's got heard is catching cold over there.
Yeah, like everybody. I'm like trying to keep away from. That's why I'm filming in my wife's office instead of my normal space.
Oh,
everyone's sick in there.
yeah. Larissa's sick right now, and Jake is getting sick. He's been having a runny nose all day today.
Oh,
so
that's not fun.
Yeah, today I kind of relaxed and rested, and then we went to Santa Cruz, where we just kind of we went to this restaurant called Mackay. It has like a rotating floor, so you're sitting down like near a bar, and the whole thing spins around.
Really?
So so it rotates past the ocean. It comes
also,
back.
like kind of like everyone gets a view sometime.
Yeah. And I had a spam musubi. Fucking fire!
Nice. That's
so good.
Out here, there's not a lot of good like Hawaiian like food, or there's some sushi places, but being in the Midwest, I really don't trust sushi.
I mean, you're too far inland. Right?
Yeah, exactly. But steak out here is for reals.
Oh yeah, it was nothing like a good steak, dude. We went to BJ's last night, the brew house, and I got a tri-tip. It was a tri-tip chicken combo, and it was the chicken looked like they cut the top part of the chicken breast, and like it looked like they cooked it in the microwave. I was kind of pissed because it was like almost $30.
Damn,
it was not good.
Yeah, no, we've had that before.
But yeah, man. So a lot of stuff's been going on since our last podcast. A lot of things have dropped. The Demon Slayer movie came out on Friday. I haven't seen it, but I heard it's all recap.
Yeah, from what I heard, it's recap of like the last 2 episodes, and then kind of like a lull, and then episode 1 of the first. So I just figured I'll wait until the actual season comes out later this month.
Well, they're going to do exactly what they did with the Mugen Train movie. They're going to go ahead and put it like on as an episode.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're going to do. So I was like, I really don't want to go and see this movie if it's just going to be like that.
Yeah. We might as well just like kick back and just wait till it comes out.
Yeah. Another good one, the Dragon Ball Z movie, Superheroes, came out on digital DVD on the 1st, and I saw it in theaters, but rewatching it again at home, like it's freaking awesome. Like it definitely goes to show that like Gohan is going to be the man now.
Hell yeah, that's pretty dope. Yeah, I was pretty excited to hear that that the Demon Slayer movie was going to come out, but then I was kind of sad because I didn't get tickets. But then when I saw everybody posting, it's like there's a TikTok of like people excited to see it, and then all of a sudden it goes like an hour and 30 minutes of recap. I'm like, thank God I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer, you guys are screwing us. Stop doing that shit. Stop it.
And then we had that crossover yesterday of Dragon Ball Z and One Piece.
Did you watch it?
No, I haven't queued up to watch. Probably tonight if I can stay past Roar falling asleep.
Yeah, dude. So I heard like other than the Demon Slayer movie being like kind of like trolling everybody, I mean, it's probably we're like almost a week and a half out from when the Ant-Man movie came out.
Yeah.
So what'd you think? I mean,
it was. I mean, it was a great action movie. That's honestly, and it sucks because Kang. I've been so excited since I've heard that Kang was coming. I was so excited, like for his first like appearance to be an elaborate like story, and it was not. It felt like it was just. You don't really get much story. They get into the quantum realm and then they start fighting.
Yeah. I was. I mean, I remember you telling me, and then I saw it later that day, and I was super pumped. And I don't want to say I was let down, but in a way, I was kind of like expecting more.
Yeah, it definitely was. Like I was expecting a more of an elaborate story of Kang. Besides, just him and Janet were trying to get him home, and then she just, she blew up the quantum ball, but. That's basically all it was.
It's like it was like almost like a wannabe Thanos chair.
Exactly, like almost like a Thanos like throne. But I don't know. Like I know like Kang has so many variants, and that's what in lies like how badass he is. But for his first time out, like getting beat by Ant-Man of all heroes, Like he could have been beat by someone better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like he fighting wise was whipping Ant-Man's ass.
Yeah.
Whipping it. Like when he was toe to toe, he was whipping his ass.
Yeah.
And you could tell that he was looking at him like at towards the end of the movie, he was like, come on, this is it. But I think Kang's demise was that he thought he already had it in the bag.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because once he got what he wanted, yeah, you're right. I think and then like Hank Pym's like ants showed up. That was unexpected too. Like,
yeah. Well, he goes the original Ant-Man coming to save the day.
Exactly. And I honestly, my favorite character in the movie had to be either Kang or Hank Pym. Like those two were probably like the most badass ones.
Yeah, I think the most annoying was the daughter. I know some people might like.
Super annoying.
I thought her plot line was kind of.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, like how, like she's going to jail for being an activist, but then she's like a super genius. Like
Yeah, they
made something that can communicate with the quantum realm. Like,
yeah, I just felt like they should have built more. Like if they're going to introduce a character like her, I felt like they should have built more. Like, gave us care about make us care about her a little bit more. You
exactly.
know what I mean? Or I guess the family dynamic would seem kind of off to me. Like, oh, yeah. we're a family. Family. Fast and Furious style. But, dude, like I don't know. Like I was expecting more, and I was expecting Luis to be in it, and they didn't put him in it, but they put the other guy in it. I forgot his name. Who's the Russian?
MODOK.
Oh, well, other than MODOK, I thought MODOK was a waste of character. I'm hoping.
Yes.
I hope they show his better variant. If they're going to show a variant of him, I hope it's better because he was weak sauce compared to the comics.
He could have been a lot better. Like,
yeah, the
CGI was terrible.
Yeah, I think that they could have. I think they could have gone like, yeah, they're trying to kind of make it kind of like the comic book, but I think they could have done how they do like in the video game, how MODOK is still a body. He's still like a shriveled body, but his head's bigger.
Yeah,
I think that probably would have worked out better. But in general, I thought he was kind of weak sauce.
No, yeah, I definitely thought he was too. Like especially in the beginning, like when he first showed up, like he looked super badass, and then it just was kind of like,
yeah, when they showed his face and made him like kind of like, I don't know. I think they were trying to make him like kind of be more appealing to kids.
Yeah, and I think that's what's happened with Marvel lately. It's way more appealing to, little kids right now at the moment.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of shit. I'm not saying shitty, but
it's just like it's not as exciting.
Yeah, definitely not exciting.
No.
But I think a couple people in there were kind of pointless too. Like other than MODOK, I think that tribe of people, I was just like, well,
yeah,
they just been fighting
play a bigger point in the movie, and they didn't.
I didn't care to know who like the leader was. Yeah. I was just like, oh, when she was in jail, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever.
The only good character in that one is that little red blob guy, and that was it.
Yeah. And he was actually he was the voice actor for the other guy who played in the other Ant movies.
Oh, the one who plays Polka Dot Man and what was it on Suicide Squad?
Yeah. Let me ask you this: do you think Marvel's losing their touch?
I think so. I think with so many things going on, like they got all the shows, you have, they have so much more potential to bring in what they need. But I think it's just getting too big, and like I think they're just getting to the point where they're like, throw this together and this will work. Where someone like James Gunn in the DC universe like is playing the long game with it. Like he's playing it real slow. Like,
yeah, I think they're doing it a little too slow, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but I mean, what can we do? You know what I mean? Like we're getting what we want and everything, but at the same time, we're dealing with a bunch of BS.
Yeah. So like I was saying about Suicide Squad in DC area, like I think they're playing the long game. Like I know we're not getting Henry Cavill back, and we're not getting Ben Affleck, and we might not get Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa, but I'm excited that it's a revamp, and they're playing like this character is gonna be here for a while because now we have like someone who's leading the helm at it.
Yeah, well. Didn't something come out saying like they're not completely gone yet?
Yeah, he said they're possibility. Not. They were never fired, but like what they're doing with the characters now is something early in their age. So
I'm thinking it's time for DC to shine.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. Like, all these hardcore fans that love Henry Cavill and them, like, you're not going to get them, but the movies are going to be great. I think they're going to go with a lot of actors that are not big names to play these characters that will leave that feeling like you get with Chris Evans and Captain America. Where like, oh, Chris Evans, he's been in a lot of stuff, but that's Captain America. Mm-hmm. Like,
what I think DC, they have the opportunity to build the characters, make people fucking love them. Mm-hmm. So then when something big happens, it hits harder. Because I feel like right now, like, everybody loves the original Avengers, right?
Yep.
We like the original Avengers because we were at time. They had their own individual movies, and we fucking liked them, right? So I feel like Marvel right now is kind of starting to throw, I'm going to throw this character out there. I'm going to throw this character out there.
In TV shows and small roles. And it's like...
And we're not going to grow to like them, to love them, to be like, oh, I want to see... Yeah, we're going to go out and see a Marvel movie. Like, I went out to go see Ant-Man because I was like, Kang's going to fuck some shit up.
Yeah.
But he did fuck shit up, but it was... The storyline felt like it was just so... How do you say? It was just kind of like... They were just like, we got to get this movie out. We got to get going. It doesn't matter. People are going to like it. It's a Marvel movie. But I'm hoping in the bigger picture, the movie, it makes sense when we look at the bigger picture. Because I saw that at the end, I didn't stay to the very end to watch like the after credits. And when they were Loki and Morbius go and they see...
they see Victor Timely.
Victor Timely, yeah. Yeah, I was pretty stoked about that because I have an old comic book that has Victor Timely in it.
And essentially, from what I was reading, Victor Timely is Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it is him, and he was like, what I liked about that is that the fact that Loki was pretty fucking scared,
terrified of him.
He was like, "Fuck, you don't know, like, he is a badass." You know what I mean? Like, he's nobody to mess with, and that's the shit we need. I feel Marvel needs to continue doing, build that hype, build the characters to have higher stakes.
Because, exactly, like they did with Thanos. Like, you really didn't see Thanos till what, like 5, 6, 7 movies in. You actually seen his face. Like, we rarely got it. We got to see maybe him grab the glove. We got to see him like do a turn, but we never got to see him really talk until like it was time for him to show up.
I think the best thing that they did with the Infinity Saga was when Thanos went toe to toe with the Hulk and beat the fuck out of him. Mm-hmm. Right? It sucks because like the Hulk should have been able to basically almost take out Thanos. But I know a lot of time I know a lot at the time people were like, what the hell? Hulk got his ass kicked, but it set the stakes high because it's like, dude, this guy is able to go toe to toe.
The real deal.
Yeah. And when it comes to Kang, it's like, I love Ant-Man. I hate talking crap about like Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd's great as Ant-Man, but by Ant-Man. But the thing is, if it wasn't for the original Ant-Man, I think they would have fucking...
They would have lost.
Yeah. And I thought it was kind of lame how MODOK was like, oh, how did I do in my Avenger now? That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I wanted that, that killing machine, Yeah,
and you really didn't get it. Like, you didn't... They talked about it, but you really didn't see very much of it.
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping that if we do get a variant of MODOK, then he's more badass.
Yeah.
And I saw I was reading online that with the new Marvels, they are postponing it back again.
So now it's November, isn't it?
Yeah, they're pushing it back again because the test screenings that they've been having have been like dog shit.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I think originally everybody speculated it was for like visual effects issues, but when they were doing like the pre-screenings of it to see if people liked it, it was coming back. The scores were coming back bad.
Really? Well,
so
I wasn't a fan of the first one, so
yeah, I want to give Captain Marvel the benefit of the doubt because when Thanos, her like when Captain Marvel and Thanos went head to head, and they showed that point where Thanos was like, "What the hell?" and she was like, had the glove, right?
She like headbutted him.
Then he grabbed the Power Stone, and then he fucking knocked her out. I was like, okay, cool. She's supposed to be really strong. I mean, I try not to let the outside personality of the actor dictate the character that I want to see, right? So I know people don't like Brie Larson, but I mean, like, okay, well, it's Captain Marvel. I don't give a shit. I get to see like one of the higher characters on screen. So it's all I could ever want because when we were kids, we didn't get shit. We got like like we would just watch cartoons. That's all we got. So
exactly, we got cartoon and not even Avengers. We got like one at a time. You got like Spider-Man by himself. You got Batman. You had you never really had a Captain America or a Thor like TV show growing up.
Yeah.
Like
well, there was an old Captain America movie that was filmed like
with the Red Skull.
Yeah. I remember watching when I was little and being like, dude, this is really cool. And then when I saw clips of it recently, I was like, dude, this is really bad.
Yeah, same thing with there was a Thor movie too, and I don't remember his name, but he was in Full Metal Jacket.
Really?
Private Pile, like he played Thor, like in this movie, like it was ridiculous.
Damn, dude. Like I said, like so. I mean, when people, we're getting these characters, and people are getting pissed off when they're not like. It's like, dude, at least we're getting some characters.
Yeah.
But overall, I think Marvel needs to really listen to the people, go back to what they were doing. Yeah, I get they're trying to build and do something new, but what's happening is look where we're at right now. Everybody's like pissed off, right?
Yeah, and everyone's kind of bored of them.
They need to get Favreau back in there. He needs to help out, get his feet wet, show him what's up. You know what I mean? Like, and it just, I don't know what's going on. It just seems like it's kind of like all over the place right now. Like
from what I was reading online, Kevin Feige might take a bigger position in Disney, and he might make Jon Favreau like what he is right now.
Really?
So I think that, and then with that, I know Jon Favreau is really good friends with the Russo brothers, so you can definitely get them to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they said they wouldn't, but I think Jon Favreau can, convince them to come back and help build another movie.
Come on, just line their pockets, baby. That's all you need to do, and they'll come back, right?
One director that I really want to see come back. I don't know if you've ever seen the show Bones. The therapist suites.
Yeah.
He wrote Homecoming.
Yes. I saw that.
Dude, like if he can write Homecoming, like bring him in, like see what he can do with like, some of these other characters, like the Punisher. Give Punisher a movie, or give, one of these other heroes a movie.
Yeah, I mean, for being a street level, like hero fighter, you know what I mean. I think he would do good with it. And I was really surprised when I saw that he directed. I was like, what the hell? Props to him. Freaks and Geeks, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what's up. But they need some more people like that. But I think what they're doing is kind of like, it just seems like they're doing too much. They need to stick to what they do. Build the character. Build. Like if it is Kang, and I think they jumped too fast into
with Kang.
Yeah, I think they needed to build him up. You know what I mean? Like before jumping right into the quantum realm, I really think they should have like made it like more scary. Like you dragged it on a little bit before they entered, and then they get entered, and then it's like, oh fuck, the stakes are higher. It's not like, okay, well they're sucked in now. Everything reminds me of Tatooine, and
exactly.
And I was like, dude, this reminds me of Star Wars. It hell reminded me of Star Wars. Like when they went to that like cantina where she opened the door. And,
and he got a drink.
Yeah, and I was just kind of like, this reminds me a lot of Star Wars. I get you guys are paying some type of like respects to it, but come on, man. Like I want my Marvel and my Star Wars separate.
Exactly.
Stop. But no, I
know exactly how you feel.
But they have they have guys that are like, they're paid to think. I mean, we're just podcasters.
Exactly. We're just taking our opinion, but we are the people. So
yeah. And I was watching a video of Jon Favreau talking with another director. They're just chit chatting, bullshitting about talking about characters, and I'm like, dude, he needs a podcast. Like their shit was sounding really solid and making sense. And I was like, dude, I would listen to that.
No, heck yeah, I would.
But I just think Marvel needs to take the characters, build like even Kang, because Kang's kind of a new character. They should have built him up more, like make him like Janet Van Dyne being like, dude, this guy's fucking scary. He doesn't give a shit. He'll fucking kill you, blah, blah, blah. But it was like the whole time, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying a thing.
Exactly. What they could have done is gave him his own show on how, how He Who Remains became who he is, how Kang the Conqueror got exiled. Like I think that would have definitely helped us like be more in tune to the character, because we just got, he showed up there because plane crash or his ship crashed, but it was really exiled. So
or they could have done like some type of like Disney Plus show on him, so then people could like him and then be like, dude, this. Then at the end he turns like bad or whatever because he's like trying to destroy the other, Kangs.
Exactly.
I'm excited to see Ramatut, Kang. I was like,
yeah,
but I didn't like his arms. I didn't like that he had like little dinky like robot like
robot little things on
yeah,
him.
I was just kind of like,
Yeah,
okay. I was like, oh, I saw that theory, that I posted on TikTok that the Kang the Conqueror fucked them up.
yeah. See,
So
and like to find out to see like they were saying that in for Kang the Conqueror to be exiled, he's the only one that can stop the Council of Kangs. So it's like are we gonna like backtrack to Victor Timely coming up and becoming who he is? Like, is this gonna play out between this movie and all the way to Kang Dynasty? Like,
well, I hope that because if he's the most badass fucking Kang there is, I would want him to come back and whip some ass.
exactly. Like it was like for him to be a one and done in Ant-Man, that's not going to play out well.
I think he is that Kang the Conqueror is Victor Timely, and he got sent back in time.
Right.
I think that would be
when he
cool.
went into the was it the
in the cell
probability storm?
Yeah. Well, I don't think he got sent to the back to the probability storm because remember they fixed it.
Right.
I think maybe because he just got sucked into a different time, so he got sent back in time to to whatever whenever that was. I'm having high hopes for Loki that Loki's really gonna save this storyline.
Yeah.
And with Ant-Man's daughter, I felt her character was a little rushed and kind of like,
very rushed.
She's an activist. Oh, she has her own suit and like, yeah,
and like they didn't even mention her hero name. And isn't it Stature or it's Stature,
something
isn't it?
like that. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really give a shit, but all I gotta say is, kids superheroes need to wear Converse.
Yes,
they all have Converses.
They all do. I don't know why.
You know what I mean? Like
even Kate Bishop did in Hawkeye.
Yeah, in American Chavez.
See?
You know what? I would have to say I really like the Multiverse of Madness.
I did. I thought it was. I know a lot of people were like, it wasn't as good as it was supposed to be, but it was. I thought it was just as good as it was supposed to be.
I think it's better than Ant-Man, than Quantumania.
Oh yeah, I don't think anything outside after the Multiverse of Madness has been that good.
I think Multiverse of Madness Multiverse of Madness and Wakanda Forever are on the same phase, right?
Yeah.
So I think those are the only two good movies out of the previous phase.
Oh yeah, and honestly, the only good thing about Wakanda Forever for me was Namor.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, they could have done a lot better with with Wakanda Forever, but it's still on par. I would still put it in the top 10 for my movies.
I think he was the best part of that movie, the best character, the best. I felt like they really built. That's what they should have done. Like how they built up Namor to be like this like. Well, obviously he's supposed to be a bad guy in the movie, right? But he's not really a bad guy. He's just
right. He just wanted to protect his
people, and I feel like that Coogler is doing something good in the MCU.
Yeah, and I feel like they need to give him more than just Black Panther right now.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, give him a Namor movie.
Well, from what I've heard, Disney is contemplating selling all their Hulu shares to Sony to get back Hulk and Namor.
Oh, because that's right.
So they won't have to do what they do with Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
they can fully make their own standalone movies.
Listen, Disney Plus, Disney, get your shit together. Get back these characters because I want to see them. I want a Hulk movie. I want a Namor movie, and I want better directors.
Yep.
No, the directors are doing they're doing their best they can. It's just I think that there's just a lot of hands in the kitchen.
Yes, there's a lot of hands in the cookie jar right now. And
yeah,
it definitely is not what it used to be. Like honestly, like if you give him Ryan Coogler, like if you give him a prequel of Captain America with the first Black Captain America, dude, I think he'd knock it out the park.
Dude, I was thinking about that the other day, and I was like, they showed him so briefly. I wanted to see more of his story.
Yeah, and I know, and it would be sad because it wouldn't end with the happy ending like every other superhero movie does, because it didn't. Like, and he even talked about how he got put in jail for it. Like,
yeah, yeah, and
I
you
think
would
that
be
would be perfect.
and you know what would have been cool if he comes out like, well, think about it now. Now they're doing like they're doing variants now. Why can't we get a young? Why don't we get a young Black Captain America? That'd be
Yeah,
fucking sick. It'd be
and
him.
I know we have what's his name Sam. I know we have
Yeah.
Sam right now, and he's kept, which is awesome. And I think his next movie, New World Order, is going to be amazing.
Mm.
But I want to see more of the history because you kind of you teased it at us and then kind of just shut the door on it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if they needed like a Captain America, he could come. He'd be a little bit more hardened Captain America, right?
Oh yeah,
A little bit more brutal, right? But I was just thinking about that. I was like, it blew my mind. My own mind blew my mind. It imploded.
yeah. Or
Thinking about that.
even if you do it the way Iron Man did for Iron Man 3, where he was basically recapping his story to to the Hulk. Like, have him basically telling the story to Sam about being the original Captain America. Like,
Yeah, and you know who would be good directing it? The Russo brothers. It would be like a civil. It would be like a either like a Winter Soldier or like Civil War.
oh
Like
yeah,
we need a Civil War, and we need like that Winter Soldier, like those style movies to come back into play
we're
because those,
awesome. Yeah.
yeah, they were like the best ones. I mean, I know you love Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah,
I love
that is
Civil
probably my
War.
all-time favorite
Yeah,
Marvel movie.
I would say Civil War is probably my second or third favorite. And Winter
Yeah.
Soldier's either Winter Soldier would have to be has either third or second because it was fucking that good.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just think that they need to really revamp and take a look in a whole and be like, hey, we need to go back to the basics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And like, what was that? The short that came out for Halloween.
The
Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
Like, if someone does something like Blade in that style, like even if it was black and white, I think a Blade movie in black and white would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be really like really really cool.
Yeah.
With that so the movie overall you'd give Quantumania probably what like a
I'd give it like a 6.5, 7.
I would give it a 7 also. Yeah, it was something like halfway through the movie I was just kind of like when MODOK was like, am I doing good? I'm like, oh
yeah, I don't want to be a dick. Don't be a dick.
Yeah,
like,
I get them trying
like,
to throw in the humor, but I'm like, okay. And I wish they would have gave the Wasp some more.
Yeah, like if you call the movie the Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania, like where the hell was Wasp at? Like she wasn't even
like she was just super supporting character.
Hank Pym I think was a bigger character than she was.
Yeah. Scott, was still doing his thing, but he did his best. I just think that it's I feel like the storyline was kind of at the time when they probably wrote it, it was like, oh, this is such a great idea, but it kind of fell through the cracks.
Yeah, like the ending was good. Like I like the whole contemplating. Like, did I really kill him? Like,
yeah,
is he?
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was amazing. That was awesome. Like if it, and honestly, the end credits to me were the best part of some of the best part of the movie was the end credits. Like the Council of Kangs are badass. Like,
dude, when they showed the Council of Kangs, I literally was like, I talked really fucking loud, and Laura's was like, shh. I was like, oh, come on, it reminded me of that comic strip.
Like, yeah, and that's what they said. They based it off that.
Yeah, exactly. That's immediately what I thought when I saw it. I was like, hey, that reminds me of that comic strip where all the Kangs are together. And then when I saw people were talking about that they did it that way, I was like, oh, okay, cool. They did something pretty cool.
Exactly.
And I really think Victor Timely is the King of Conqueror, and he's going to come and mess.
Yeah, I think so. And then I think we're going to get that. I think with Kang, as we're going to see the introduction of like Nathaniel Richards, and then maybe get a Backlash movie from back in the day, like Fantastic Four.
Well, I was going to say that there is a variant of Kang who is a teenager.
Who is Nathaniel Richards.
Yeah, and he is a good guy.
Yeah, so, he's Iron Lad, isn't he?
Something like that, yeah. And I hope they do that because that would be cool because he would be a Kang fighting with the Avengers against him, and he's going to be like, what the hell, like you or me, like a younger me.
Yeah.
Like that would be pretty cool. But I mean, we're not in the writing room, so
yeah. And how about let's give a shout out to Jonathan Majors.
Oh yeah,
that dude. This is him and Pedro Pascal. This is their year. Like,
oh yeah,
like Creed 3. I watched some of that, like on the Fire Stick, and it is fucking awesome.
It looks good.
Yeah, it looks like honestly, I would put it top 3 in Rocky movies.
Shit.
Like he is that good. And then he just did that other movie where he's like a black pilot. Mm-hmm. Awesome movie with him in it. Like this is his year so far.
You know, it was a good movie that I saw him in that I happened. It was like it was during the weekend. I think last weekend after Ant-Man. It was like the day after I saw Ant-Man. And Larissa was like, "What movie are you gonna put on?" I just put on HBO Max, and he's in a western, and that's a fucking good movie. It reminded me a lot of like Django, the Django Unchained.
Yes,
that's what it reminded me of. And I was like, dude, this movie's really fucking good. And Jonathan Majors is a guy who basically like Idris Elba kills his dad and carves a cross in Jonathan Majors' forehead as a teenager, as a little boy, kills both of his parents, and the whole movie is Jonathan Majors is trying to like get revenge. And, I don't know if you want to see it, but I'll give you a spoiler. But at the end of the movie, you come to find out that Idris Elba is actually his older brother. That Jonathan Majors' dad left him and his family to die, and Idris Elba basically sought out his dad and was like, "Dude, you're a pastor now, and you have a good life. You have a kid, and you're living good. And you left me to die," and he kills him. Wow. And basically, Idris Elba at the end is like, "I'm not going to kill you. You're my little brother," and Jonathan Majors kills him. It's a good movie. I was really surprised.
Yeah. Like, if you want to see another one with Jonathan Majors, where I first saw him, it's on HBO Max. It's called Lovecraft. Yeah. It's like a bunch of short story, like a horror short stories with him in it. It's really good. Kind of freaky. Really?
Yeah. It's on HBO Max. Okay, cool. I probably might watch that later. Yeah. Because I saw it on there, but I was like, I thought it was the same Western movie. And it wasn't.
But I'm gonna have to watch that Western one probably this week.
It is similar to a Quentin Tarantino movie. That's what it reminds me of. Like, I was just kind of like, oh shit, this is actually
solid.
It's a good movie. It's a cool Western. You know what I mean? We don't get very good Westerns.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Another thing that I'm really excited for is the new Daredevil. I really, really...
Is it called Born Again?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I really hope Netflix set up Daredevil in a great way. I'm scared it's going to be what they did for Quantumania. I'll be honest.
They did for Daredevil and She-Hulk.
I'm glad I never saw that. I don't have the need to see it. I don't want to see it.
There's just one episode that he's in that's good. That he's really good. The rest of it's like kind of cheesy now.
So is it worth me actually watching She-Hulk?
No, not really. Besides the first part where like Hulk trains her,
that's it.
It's kind of like Ally McBeal on steroids.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm cool. But
yeah, it wasn't. Yeah,
I
had high hopes for it, but it wasn't good.
Yeah, I just want to get the same Daredevil street level fighter. You know what I mean? Like kicking ass, fighting. Yeah. Fighting these like other ninjas, and then the Punisher showing up. And from what I hear, Luke Cage and Jessica Jones are teasing that they might be getting their own shows also.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, and then I seen that like there was a tease that John Bernthal kind of like admitted that he's getting ready for Punisher.
Hey, I'm cool with that.
I'm hoping that they do what they originally were going to do with the whole Iron Wars, like where I don't know how, but he gets his hands on like a Stark Tech and actually has like the Punisher logo on his suit. That would be
dude. That'd be freaking dope. I mean, Punisher. John Bernthal's good. I mean,
yeah.
I think people like John Bernthal and they like Daredevil. Why change him? Why give him someone else? They're gonna have to take longer to build it up. They're still saying that the previous ones are the Netflix series are connected, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I really like the Daredevil show.
See, and Netflix they did really well. The only one they dropped the ball on was Iron Fist.
I had so much
the actor, but just the story wasn't very good. It just didn't build up the way they should have done it.
I feel like they just were like, okay, we got to hurry up and get this out. We're in a rush. Let's fucking just get this going. I think that they gave him the wrong, like, whoever was. I know there's different people like directing different episodes, but I think that it just wasn't settled out as good as it should have been.
Right.
But yeah, I was gonna say. So you had some questions we were gonna do here.
Yeah. First one was how how did you feel the ending was for you
for Quantumania?
Yeah,
I think the Quantumania. I think it was so with Quantumania at the time. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. This is like, I guess it is what it is. Ending, right? But I found out what the original ending was that actually King the Conqueror gets out of the quantum realm. Scott and the Wasp stay there.
See, and that's what I thought too. I thought it was gonna be something similar to that, where like he actually gets out and wins. You know, you don't want your big bad villain to make his debut in a loss.
Yeah, well, that's when I heard that was the other ending. I was like, dude, that ending would have been much better.
Oh
much better for the sheer fact that it would have raised the stakes.
Oh yeah, it would have raised the stakes for Ant-Man to get back out.
But think of it this way: so Kang gets sucked into that cell right at the end of the movie,
right.
And then he ends up as Victor Timely, right? Maybe they recorded it to be like he got out of the quantum realm. Scott and the Wasp stay in the quantum realm. When he gets out, he goes and becomes Victor Timely to start building his tech.
Right.
So I think that's what they did. I think that's kind of how they set it up, but then they changed it last minute where they both got out. I was just kind of like, okay. But then again, it would have been like, oh, well, Ant-Man's stuck back in the quantum realm again,
Exactly.
But, I mean, it is. I think they should have had it where he escaped and then, kept it the same and then have him still come out of the quantum realm. Right. But yeah, so I mean, I think the original ending that they had sounds better to me.
Yeah. And honestly, I felt like with the ending, I know I don't want any of them to die, but I felt like one of those 4 characters should have died. Like Hank should have been killed by Kang, or honestly, Janice should have been killed by Kang.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's like she should have been killed by him. Would make the stakes a lot higher, also, because she's been fighting him for however long that they were fighting for. So
exactly,
but it makes me frustrated thinking about why. Okay,
exactly. You could have gave us something a lot better, Disney.
Okay, cool. Well, I got a question for you.
Sure.
What did you? Okay, so in the beginning of the movie, how'd you feel about him writing the book about being an Avenger?
I thought it was super funny, like, and the fact that like he's not doing anything else with his life but like going to readings and stuff. Yeah. I thought that was pretty funny, like, and that someone actually published it. It's actually, you can buy it on Amazon.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
hey, that'd be cool to get like that book and have it on a bookshelf.
Exactly. I was looking at it, but it was like all sold out at the moment. So I was like, damn, like once it comes out again, like a reprint, like I think I would get it.
That's really funny. Yeah, I didn't know that, but yeah. So any other questions? We keep this rolling.
I think we kind of hit all the questions I have. We kind of hit it during the review.
Okay.
Cool. So it was definitely, it was a fun ride. Like I said, it was fun. The movie was action packed, but there wasn't a lot of substantial like story.
It wasn't the best story.
That's why it gets a 7, because the action was probably some of the best action that I've seen in a while from a Marvel movie. But yeah, like it was just so stale. Like,
Jonathan Majors is a studly man, and that guy is fucking ripped.
Yeah, and he is set up for a while because there was so many Kangs. Like, he is set up for a while to be working with Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see Secret Wars. I mean, come on, guy, Russo brothers, do Secret Wars.
So what was everything? Is it the Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars that Spider-Man is going to be like the leader?
Kang Dynasty. I don't know if he's going to be the leader. I think he's probably going to be like the main,
the turning point with the black suit,
or the main protagonist. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I mean,
and then another weird question I had was like, okay, since Thor and the Guardians weren't on Earth during the whole multiverse of madness, shouldn't they know? Especially the Guardians, shouldn't they know who Spider-Man is?
Whoever encountered Spider-Man had their memory erased. But from what I understand, the person that is not susceptible to the memory erase is Wanda.
Okay, so Wanda will know who he is.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. But I think it's cool. I mean, I don't care that they don't remember him because it gives us a chance to build up like the team.
Oh yeah, you basically get a second chance at Spider-Man, which was I think they did well with it. So, but it's cool to see like kind of like his college years, kind of like what we've seen in like the animated series Spider-Man.
Yeah, we get to see a hopefully older, more mature Spider-Man, which is
exactly.
Cool.
And then we get to see someone like Black Cat, and like another love interest for him outside of MJ.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not really excited to see any of the new Venom stuff.
Yeah, me neither. I
wanted. I was really hyped.
They really busted that one.
Yeah, I really wanted to see the Carnage, but kind of remind me of like how Sony makes like they made the like some of the Spider-Man movies, and they're just like they're cool graphics and cool story, but just not very good.
Not what you wanted. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they kind of just gave the the Spider-Man 3 notes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's seriously how it felt. And like hopefully with this one it's gonna be like a fresh breath of air.
Yeah, I hope so too. In the overall I think that we got to continue having high hopes.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna continue riding this the Marvel ship that we have been.
Or this, don't go into the movie having expectations.
Yeah, and like that's kind of what's ruined movies nowadays is like people can spoil it before even before anyone sees it. Like writers and people that work for the company kind of spoil it. Like to me, I see it the same way. Like with wrestling, like wrestling is no longer as fun because you get to find out what happens like weeks before it happens because all these writers and people that have their hand in it kind of spoil it.
Do you feel like AEW is or another wrestling
I feel like
league?
They're shitting the bed though.
Really?
Like I feel like they're wasting all this good talent that they've taken from WWE and are not using them correctly. Like I feel like they need some better writers, but their concept is what you want it to be. But they're kind of just, I think they've gone stale because they keep pushing like like John Moxley and like the same people, and that's why like someone who was like VP of the company, Cody Rhodes, left and went back to WWE because I think it just got boring.
Well, I heard Cody Rhodes is doing pretty good for himself, right?
Oh yeah, he has a match at WrestleMania for the title, so
give somebody else a chance. Come on.
Yes, give someone else a chance. Give a little guy a chance.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you want to watch something cool for anyone who's listening, and you like sort of like wrestling, but you're not really into it, check out A&E channel, and they have some pretty cool documentaries on wrestling. Like right. Me and Kat just watched the one on the NWO, and like it is pretty like not just like before where they're just like talk about it, but like the wrestlers actually talk like like they're performers, not like they're still in character.
Oh really? So they just talk about their character, the whole concept of everything. Yeah, I really, to be honest, I don't watch wrestling anymore. I mean, I really do enjoy watching the old school shit on TikTok that I see. Like when they show little documentaries, I always like instead of scrolling past it, I'll watch it. Like when they talk about how Hulk Hogan versus Kevin Nash and how they like you just flick Kevin Nash and fell on the floor and he like rolled over and they're like, oh, I was like, I missed that. That was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, and it's crazy how like someone like Scott Hall, he's the one who basically told Sting to go with the black and white and watch the movie Crow and like try that, and that made a whole like generation character who was amazing.
Hell yeah, it did. I mean, I just think that they need to continue bring some of that shit back, but I don't know if that's like the old guy in me that's like bring back the old stuff's better.
Yeah, no, I think that kind of is like, but it's cool.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna watch The Last of Us probably in a little bit. The show's been fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I think the last episode that I saw, I don't know if you watched it. I don't think that we really need it, but it definitely had those aha moments. I don't know. Did you watch the last week's episode?
No, I'm still stuck at that first part in the first episode when the daughter dies. Being a parent, it got me. So like, Kat was like, "You just gotta like fast forward through that part since you already know what happens." So
yeah,
I'll probably catch up on that.
It makes sense. Well, if you watch the rest of the shows, Pedro Pascal's doing great. It's great. I mean, the last episode that I watched was last week's, and with you know, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's the last episode. I felt like it was they were kind of recapping some past stuff that made sense of how the main character got bit. Yeah, well, how the girl got bit and stuff like that. But you got to watch it. But for me, I was just kind of like I wanted to see some action. You know what I mean? So I mean, try to watch it. It's fucking good.
I will.
But you have any recommendations for anybody out there?
Mandalorian, guys, it's back, first episode, and it definitely does not. It's not stale like the Book of Boba Fett was. Like, this first episode definitely is amazing.
I love the Mandalorian, and I didn't know that an episode came out recently. I saw people talking about it, but I didn't really pay attention to it.
Yeah, I think it came out on Friday, like the same day like Creed came out. They released their episode, so
shit, I'm gonna
definitely gotta check it out.
Now tonight I can watch The Last of Us. I can watch the new episode of One Piece. I can watch all these new episodes. All
get your fix of Pedro Pascal because you've seen him twice.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, dude, the My Hero. I wish you were caught up because Deku is Vigilante Deku, and he is hella fucking stronger now.
I think that's what I'm gonna start because I finally caught up. I finished Boruto up to where the new season is going to start. So I think I'm only 2 seasons or 3 seasons behind My Hero, so I'll catch up pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I would say go online. There's a lot of filler. Like I noticed in the last 2 seasons, towards the end of the season, they started doing kind of more filler, which kind of like okay, but I mean you can watch it if you want to watch it. But this last season's fucking dope.
Nice.
So, there's a lot
definitely got to catch it.
Deku's definitely becoming an emo boy, but not.
But in a badass way.
Yeah. Yes. All right. All right, man. Well, everybody, I know that our last episode was more about a movie. This one's more about back to Marvel and DC, back to our regular showing. If everybody could continue to like and subscribe, that'd be great. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. As well as, please, I know that we post our podcast to watch and listen to on Spotify. Please go to Spotify, give us a great star review. Even leave a review itself would be great. Even if you say, "Hey, this sucks," we don't care.
Yeah, or tell us what you want to hear, and maybe we'll listen to the people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we need everybody don't stop. Please like and subscribe, and also subscribe to us on YouTube. YouTube right now we're getting some pretty good subscribers. I was really surprised because with YouTube it was kind of thing. Oh, let's put it on YouTube also. It's been working out.
But it's been I've seen that it's catching a lot of traction on there as well.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right, thank you everybody. Make sure you guys go ahead and do that. Follow us on all social media. I am Alfie Tovar, and with me as always is my co-host
Tony Tovar.
Yeah. All right, thank you, everybody.